Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We've got an Eastern Conference prediction video. I'm going to scale the Raptors, compare them with the rest of the Eastern Conference. If you guys enjoy this video, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button. I post Raptors content every single day. You guys got my last Raptors video to like 275 likes, so thank you guys so much. We are getting closer and closer to 8.4k subs, so all new subscribers, thank you guys so much, and to all my OGs, thanks for watching. Again, let's get into today's video. The reason I wanted to make this was because I've been seeing, well, first off, I want to get my official predictions out of the way before the regular season officially starts. And number two, I mean, come on, guys. Like, the Raptors get no love whatsoever. And living here in Chicago, I witness it firsthand. I couldn't tell you. I definitely don't know a single person who could, like, tell you anything substantial about the Raptors. Like a smart, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not a casual take about the Toronto Raptors. Like, I don't know them. And I think for most people, the Raptors are getting kind of stuck into, like, oh, Toronto, they lost Kyle Lowry and they had the 4th pick in the draft. Like, they're rebuilding. No, they're retooling, but they're going to surprise a lot of people this season. And I've been hearing a lot of predictions. I've been watching prediction videos or reading articles, and it's like 12th seed, 13th seed, 11th seed. Like, it is never, I've yet to see somewhere where the Raptors are actually in the playoffs or even in the play-in tournament. And I'm sticking true to my initial prediction on the Toronto Raptors. And if you guys have been watching me, you know exactly what that is. But let's get into it. Number one, the 1st seed in the Eastern Conference, I'm going to go with the Milwaukee Bucks. To me, I don't see a single reason that Milwaukee won't make the NBA Finals again. Like, I mean, to me, all they did was improve. They got some great like, they got Grayson Allen. They went out and they got a nice couple of re-signs. Like, they were able to retain PJ Tucker. Like, you're able to retain Bobby Portis. Like, Dante DiVincenzo. They are a very good team that was very, very good last year. They were very, very good the year before. And somehow, some way, they continuously, slowly, but it's in slow increments. That's why I don't think too many people realize it until it's too late, because it'll be like a PJ Tucker edition last season, or it'll be a Grayson Allen edition this offseason. Like, there's slow increments that is just building up. And this, like, even if they were to get drastically injured next season, they are so talented. I've made my video on why the Milwaukee Bucks are a super team. I haven't met a single person on this entire planet that agrees with me, but I think it will be on full display this next season. So Milwaukee, I'm going number one. I've got them in the NBA Finals. If the Lakers are healthy, I got the Lakers winning. If the Lakers aren't healthy, I got Milwaukee going back-to-back. Miami Heat are going to be my number two. And this is interesting because it's so weird with Miami because, you know, we're like a year and a half removed of them making the NBA Finals in the bubble. And that was such a good, talented team that last year it was like, what in the world happened? Was it injuries? Was it whatever it was? I think it was mainly injuries and COVID. But they went out. They made some nice moves in the offseason, like they pick up Duncan Robinson to a long-term deal, or they re-signed him to a long-term deal. You went out, you got Kyle Lowry. The only concern I have with Miami is just like the longevity of this roster, because you paid Kyle Lowry and Jimmy Butler just huge contract, Duncan Robinson as well. Like, you paid these guys huge contracts in this past offseason. Like, the money's going to run out soon, and I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen next. I don't know if Tyler Hero is going to break out or if they're going to trade Tyler Hero. But what I do know is this is a very talented Miami Heat team with a very talented coach. They're good defensively, and I think that they'll pick it up. They'll get back to their old ways like they did in the bubble less than 2 years ago. So I got the Miami Heat with, that's kind of like my wacky. These are kind of wacky predictions because I say this is something I stand by in pretty much every sport, is it's never how you think it's going to be. Like, if I had to make this, I would probably go, if I wasn't thinking about this, I'd probably get, like, based it off last year, I'd probably go, like, Bucks, Heat, like, Sixers, I don't even know. I honestly, like, Hawks, Knicks, that's boring. I mean, what are the chances that actually happens? It's very, very small. So, the Chicago Bulls, I'm going 3, and a little of it might be because I'm from Chicago and I'm a Bulls fan, but also what they've shown me in the preseason, the amount of depth they have, and the amount of trade pieces that they actually still have if there were to be a glaring issue. And I think that defensively, they're way better than everyone else gives them credit for. So Chicago, I'm going to give them a 3rd seed, and I think this is just the start of something special here in Chicago. 4 seed, I went Brooklyn Nets. The reason, first off, Kyrie Irving, I guess he's not going to play. Brooklyn said, unless you get vaccinated, you're not playing for us, you're not going to practice. So there's only a handful of different things. Kyrie either gets vaccinated, plays with the team, or he doesn't get vaccinated, doesn't play with the team. They end up trading him or whatever. The issue is if Kyrie is going to still be unvaccinated, I don't know what team would want to kind of pick him up because he's already a headache even before the vaccination stuff, and now you have the vaccination drama going on. I just don't know who would really want to pick up Kyrie Irving right now. So for me, I think the dysfunctionality of that team is I think the Kyrie drama is going to play a part. And then I also think that KD and James Harden, they're not really worried about what rank they finish as, so I'm sure they're going to take plenty of nights off. And I like the moves that Brooklyn made in the offseason, like Paul Millsap, Blake Griffin, who re-signed Blake Griffin. They made a couple of moves, and that's, to me, what's going to give them home field advantage in the first round. But I think outside of that, I really think that this team is starting to go on the downward spiral, just considering KD, Harden, they're getting up there in age. I don't think that they're going to really force the regular season. So I got them at 4. Number 5, I got the Toronto Raptors, and apparently I'm on like crack. I really don't understand it. All they did was lose, or I guess not all they did was lose Kyle Lowry, but they lost Kyle Lowry, who was getting up there in age anyways. Like, it was for the best. I don't know what else to say. They have Fred VanVleet. They have Gary Trent Jr. They have Scotty Barnes. They have OG, who's about to win Most Improved and get to an All-Star. They have Pascal Siakam. They have Kem Birch. They have Chris Boucher. They have Precious Achiuwa. They have Goran. They have Malachi Flynn. Like, I don't even think I really need to say much. You guys know my opinion on the Toronto Raptors. It literally makes no sense to me why they're projected 36.5 wins. But whatever. With the 6th seed, I'm going Philadelphia 76ers. I guess Ben Simmons coming back, and he returned to Philly today. I'm still questioning the fit of Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. I don't think Ben Simmons is going to start shooting threes this season. And I think Danny Green, I think Seth Curry's dope. I think Danny Green's honestly getting up there a little past his, definitely way past his prime right now, but I think he might be starting to get to the point where he's going to start hurting more than helping. I think that happens this year, so kind of a bold prediction throwing Philly at number 6, but I guess considering the Ben Simmons news, this is a little... Maybe I would change it, but I still think I'm going to set it at 6 just because the Eastern Conference is so talented that even if you have like a friendly Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons, I don't know how far they would actually go. 7th seed, I went with the Atlanta Hawks. I don't think that they made really any crazy moves in the offseason to improve. Trae Young, I need to see how the refs are going to treat Trae Young with that new rule before I put any money or anything serious on the Atlanta Hawks. Need to see how Trae Young does this season. I'm sure he'll still have a great year, statistically especially, but I'm sure there's going to be some times of struggle or at least times of frustration with this new rule. Number 8, I went with the Indiana Pacers. New coach, great coach. They have several players who can score over 20 points a game on any given night. You have Malcolm Brogdon, who is extremely underrated. You have Karis LeVert, who is extremely underrated. You have TJ Warren, who is extremely underrated. Domantas Sabonis, extremely underrated. And Miles Turner, who is extremely underrated. So I don't think that they make any moves. I think that they stick with it this year. And I think Rick Carlisle, he's a phenomenal coach. So To me, Indiana gets in the playoffs, and from there they'll probably have to figure something out because A seed in the East isn't going to get the job done every year. But they have talent. They have a bunch of talent. I don't know why they wouldn't make the playoffs. Ninth seed, I know this is not the playoffs, but there is going to be a play-in tournament. So ninth seed, I went with the New York Knicks. I'm sure they're going to be a little bit better. They might be a little bit better than the ninth seed. This might be a little disrespectful, but the Eastern Conference is really good right now. The issue with New York, to me, is Julius Randle's their number one option, and until either somebody else steps up to become that number one option, whether it's R.J. Barrett or Emmanuel Quickley in a couple years, I just don't think, based off Julius Randle's playoff performance last year, I just don't think he can be the number one option. Even if he had a good playoff performance, I don't think he is. I don't think he can go that far with him being your number one option. I hope I'm wrong because I love Julius Randle. I love the Knicks. So 10th seed, I went with Charlotte. This might be a little bit of a stretch putting them over Boston, but I think Charlotte's got a really young and fun team, and they always look like they're having a blast out there. And I think a lot of their players, like Gordon Hayward, PJ Washington, Bridges, I think a lot of their guys get overlooked just because they're in a small market. So I think Charlotte actually picks it up this year. I guess it's not really picking it up because of last year they made the play-in tournament, but I think that they get to that 8th seed, and you never know what can happen from there. 11th, Boston Celtics. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, to me it doesn't work one bit, and I think this is the year they throw it up, or they get rid of it. They explode it, whatever word you want to use. I think they tear it up this year, and I definitely think it's going to take a little bit to figure out what's next, at least the rest of the season. So that's it for today. I have the Toronto Raptors making it to the second round. When I look at my predictions, I see the Brooklyn Nets being the 4th seed and the Raptors being the 5 seed. But I'm sticking true. I'm sticking by my word that the Raptors get to the second round of the playoffs, and whether it's the Brooklyn Nets, the Philadelphia Sixers, Chicago Bulls, whoever it is, I'm sticking by it. So go ahead, drop your Eastern Conference predictions down below, and I'll see you guys later. Let's try and get this video to 100 likes. If you're still watching right now, go ahead, check out the link in bio. I've got 52 open spots for a huge giveaway when my second channel hits 100 subs. I also have a Twitter and all my socials. That's it for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow.